Hello and welcome to Happy Wine Guy TV. I'm the Happy Wine Guy, and tonight I'm joined with a special guest. Mark Starr is here from the Hoppery.
The Hoppery. Glad to see you guys. I'm excited to drink some wine.
I'm glad.
Switch it up a little bit.
I'm glad you're here. He's one of my great beer expert friends, and he wanted to spread his wings and come over here and join the Happy Wine Guy TV crowd. So tonight we're going to drink some wine, and not only a wine, but a wine that you can find in your local liquor store or your wine store, or ask
Let me go ahead and show them real quick what we're drinking
What
here.
do we have there, Mark?
This is the C.M.S. Red by Hedges. You guys see that? All right.
So you got the label. Put that in memory. And if you wouldn't mind, pour some a couple
All
glasses of
right,
that.
let's do it.
This is a very popular wine, and I hope you can find it in your local store because it's really, really good in my experience. Now, I haven't had this vintage yet, and so this is the first for myself and for Mark from the Hoppery. So we're going to give it a shot and tell you what we think. But the nice thing about Hedges is that they're very consistent, so we're hoping this is going to be a winner. This is a Washington State wine from Columbia Valley, and they have a few regions, like you've all heard of Napa and Sonoma. Up in Washington, Columbia Valley is a big deal. And this wine is a blend of 3 different grapes. And so they put that on the label. They call it C.M.S. So Mark, what do you think that stands for?
I think that stands for probably Cabernet, Merlot, and Syrah.
You would be correct, my friend.
I win a free drink. That's exciting.
You know, and it's actually kind of an American thing to blend Syrah in with Bordeaux type grapes, Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. But it's been very successful. Washington is discovering that maybe their niche is Syrah. They got their start with Cabernet and Merlot because a lot of them were expats from California going out trying to cut their bones up there. But the Syrah has been a really, really something special, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they hang their hat on now. So we've got the C.M.S. Red, a blend. 2007, so this is the current vintage. Here we are photographing in 2009 that they keep it in barrel and bottle for 2 years for us. This wine clocks in at about $12, so it is
nice.
Accessible. It's not your low-end piece of junk, but we don't really drink too much of that here on Happy Wine Guy TV.
So I have a question. Sorry. What is the main purpose of blending? Now I know you know if you talk about a Cabernet, you're talking about one of the bigger types of wines out there. Is it to kind of take off some of that like heaviness to kind of maybe balance it out? What's the purpose of blending? I know that's kind of been a hot thing to do with wines over the last, 10-15 years to really start blending those?
Well, it's a good question, and the answer is that it really goes back to the beginning of time when people would grow grapes and make wine. They found that a blend was generally better of getting the best of each grape together. Cabernet Sauvignon sometimes can be way too tannic and dry. Merlot can be too simple and just fruit forward. You get Petit Verdot, which is really a dark monster, and same thing with Malbec, and a little bit Cabernet Franc, which is very can be very floral and pretty. Those are the 5 famous Bordeaux grapes in France, and they would blend them together. And back in the old days, they never thought anything about blending. They thought that was always the best way to bring the best of each grape together. It's kind of a new world American thing to go, well, it's 100% this, it's 100% that, because we want to get 100% on every test. We're competitive.
Yeah.
Well, this is 100% from Napa, and it's all Cabernet from this little estate. Well, that might be great, and usually it can be. But that isn't necessarily the way wine was made throughout time. Blending of the best of things. And also, way back in the olden days, they didn't actually know what they had. They'd just be pulling in the grapes, and they would mash them all together. They might not know their Merlot from a Cabernet. So I am not opposed to blending. I mean, I do have a few bottles here that are 100% of something, but don't be afraid of a blend. It's really the winemaker's choice, and historically it's been the best way to
And he's being modest about a few bottles. There's like 8,000 bottles of wine in here. I mean, this is really impressive. I can't thank you enough for having me over to to drink some wine and to kind of look at this nice little cellar that you've got built down here. It's really nice. But I'll tell you what, I know all of this math adds up to 100%. It smells 100% awesome to me, and I haven't even put my nose in the glass yet.
Yeah, and that's usually a good sign. We can actually smell this wine from this distance already, and that's not a bad thing. So let's
let's put our nose in
see
there.
what's going on here. And I appreciate your kind words for the happy wine room. That is what makes this room happy, is the wine.
I am very happy. I mean, if I had a TV down here and maybe a little bit of food, I don't see any reason why I need to go upstairs.
Yeah, that's right. We would have food normally when we're tasting wine, but we're going hardcore now. So, anything in particular picking up here on the nose?
Definitely some dark fruits.
I'll go with that.
I almost get, I almost get sort of like a Pop-Tart sort of smell. Like sort of an icing. If you take like the dark fruits and you have like some sugary sweet icing in there, I get kind of that.
I'm with you there because it's that black cherry Pop-Tart, and you hit it right on. Because sometimes you'll get red fruits and sometimes dark fruits, and I think Mark is going dead on that these are darker fruits, which is consistent with Cabernet.
Yeah.
This is 47 Cabernet, 51 Merlot, and 7 Syrah. So we have dark fruits that's consistent.
And what are you getting?
Kind of black plum.
Black plums, yeah. It has a sort of, there's something about like a vanilla sort of like powdered sugar frosting. I don't know if you're getting that as well.
Oh, I like that because sometimes when you say frosting and vanilla, then it comes to me, and a lot of times I equate that to the barrel aging. If you're in an oak barrel, a lot of times that will get you that vanilla taste, and that's also very common with a Merlot, and we've got 51% Merlot. All right, let's see how it tastes.